Coming up today on VNN, get an update on all the Viking sports.
And homecoming is almost here. Will Gold Crew news reporter Mackenzie Woods get her homecoming dress approved by administration?
Plus, Father Casey has a few things to say in his very own segment, Father's Casey's Corner.
All this and more is coming up on VNN.
Your Gold Crew news starts now!
What's up, bro? I'm Allison.
And I'm TJ. Welcome to your Gold Crew News.
Let's get started with today's big stories.
Our football team is celebrating a big win this morning.
That's right! They beat Lakeland Christian 17-10.
It was a great home opener, and the new field looked amazing. You saw me on
Yeah, 7 touchdowns right
you
here.
already know.
Their next game is away. They will take on First Baptist Academy from Naples.
And our volleyball team also had a successful weekend.
The girls went to a tournament in Fort Lauderdale.
And they won 4 out of 5 matches, earning them a first place.
Their next home game is tomorrow against ECS. JV starts at 5:30 and varsity starts at 7. You better be there.
You better show out. And homecoming is right around the corner.
If you are searching for a dress, make sure you know the dress code.
Gold Crew News, Mackenzie Woods has more.
I'm Mackenzie Woods, and today we're going to be talking with Miss Hamster to see which one of my 5 homecoming dresses gets approved. Alright, so Miss Hamster, I have a few ideas for my homecoming dress.
Alright.
When you look at this one, make sure you think of like cheetah, jungle, super fast.
We're gonna say no on that. A little too much midriff showing. There's a few problems with that one. No.
Alright, so here's my next one. It's my second best option.
Okay. A little too low cut, a little too tight, a little too short, a little too no.
Alright, so this next one, think really red, just the color red.
Yeah, I wish there was more red. Well, no, not the slit's not working. Again, we got the midriff going.
Alright, so this next one, by far my favorite option. I really loved it. It was my top choice. My mom loved it.
Your mom loved it?
Yes.
No.
Okay, alright, so this is my last choice. Not the best, I think. But
I think that's a very pretty dress. The most important thing though is that if you are unsure if your dress will work, you really need to take a picture of yourself in it, front, back, send it to me, and I'll work with a committee here on staff to make sure that it's appropriate for the dance, because if you come and your dress doesn't work, you're going to be turned away. Okay, and after spending a lot of money on a dress and trying to look real nice, we don't want anybody to get turned away at the door. Okay, so make sure it's not too low cut, not too tight, not too short. It should be around your fingertip length, and then we can guarantee that you can wear that dress well.
Nice work, Mackenzie. We're sorry most of those dresses aren't going to work out for you.
Take a look at your screen. All of these rules were listed in a letter from Dr. Dennison in Friday's e-blast.
Guys and gals, make sure to look over those rules and follow the dress code.
And now, for a new segment we'll be bringing you each Monday on VNN.
It's your favorite father, Father Casey's Corner. Check it out.
Could be chilling with the chaplain. Just saying. That's a thought too. And this is season 1 of an amazing show. It is our job this year to snatch the Emmy away from Hanging with Herding. So that's what we're going for right now. Coach Herding coming at you. Father Casey here. Hi, welcome. So a number of things that we could be thinking about or talking about. The first thing I thought about is yesterday, they were filming this. We filmed this ahead of time, in case you didn't know. Yesterday we had Mass with the bishop. So I thought about, what's up with Mass, What's the big deal? How should we act during Mass? And I was thinking about all these things because every year, especially when Bishop comes, we get lectures from our theology teachers. We get lectures from Dr. Dennison, who always does a great job. Sometimes I'm there too, about how we should behave at Mass. And, it's good to be good little Catholics and to check off our little boxes of did I hold my hands right? Did I kneel at the right time? Did I stand? Did I sit? Did I not chew gum? Did I not talk? Was Coach Flatus not waiting for a detention for me after Mass because I was a doofus during Mass? Like, okay, it's good to have the minimal idea of like what good behavior is, but why are we doing what we're doing? And what's going on? And why do we even behave ourselves when we come into a church? And the bottom line is that we as Catholics believe that at the Mass we encounter the real presence of Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. We believe the Eucharist is the body and blood, soul and divinity of Jesus. So even in the church, present in the tabernacle, which is a small box, box-like thing, box-like vessel that contains the Eucharist that's left over after Mass. Once we're in the church, we believe that we are in the presence of God in a very distinct way. Different than the way that we encounter God every day. We certainly encounter God in one another. We certainly encounter God whenever we read the Scriptures. We certainly encounter God whenever we serve the poor. Jesus says all those things, but in an intensely spiritual presence of Christ is there when we encounter the Eucharist. And then we also believe that at the Mass, we participate in what's the representation of the once and for all sacrifice of Jesus. So we believe that when we go to Mass, we're standing at the cross. It's not just a symbol. It's not just a figure, that we are actually with Jesus as he offers himself to the Father for our salvation. And so this is why it's important. Like, not just from a behavior, it's good to get all those things checked out, but what's in our heart? Are we really preparing ourselves for an encounter with the divine? And think about how do we come up for communion? Half chewing gum, slouching around. It's not so much important that we get all the rules right. Okay, it's good. If you remember to bow your head, you remember to put out your hands like this. That's all. Those are all good things. But more important is our heart disposed? Is our heart disposed for what we are about to encounter? And do I desire communion? Do I desire to be in communion with the living God who gave himself for me? And do I desire to be in communion with his universal church by following all of the teachings laid down by Christ to his Holy Catholic Church? So these are just some thoughts I think we should go into is when we go into Mass, all right, we as good Catholic students, we have all the boxes checked off. That's good. But maybe it's time to start taking a look at our hearts. God bless you guys. See you next time.
Nice job, Father Casey. That does it for this edition of Gold Crew News. Thanks for tuning in. I'm TJ.
And I'm Allison. Thanks for watching VNN. And remember, stay
Golden Varro.